What's up guys, welcome to Supercars of London. As you can see behind me, we have got the greatest supercar showdown to ever exist. A lot of people claim that the Audi R8 V10 Plus and the Lamborghini Huracan, owned by Archie Hamilton, are the same car. But I feel like today we're gonna find out which one we would prefer. There's around £50,000 difference in the used car market. I reckon this needs an intro, like a, like a boxing intro, like, ladies and gentlemen, weighing in at 1,553 kilograms.
It's Paul Wallace. No.
Yeah, so we're going to jump in both of these cars.
No, you have to do it properly now.
Oh, you want to do it?
No,
okay.
No. Do you have to turn the camera? You got to do it.
In the black room corner, with a 5.2 litre V10 engine, 610 brake horsepower, we have the Lamborghini Huracan. In the blue corner.
Yeah, what's up? What at
Anyway, let's cut this intro, jump in the R8, and let's find out which one we would have on our driveway. Here we go, the place to start, the 2018 Audi R8 V10 Plus. I'm driving it in the London mode, which is performance. It has to be done, right?
It has to, it's so weird, like all this performance stuff, because in the Huracan it's like...
It's Corsa.
It's just
don't try and think that you've forgotten everything about the R8.
No, but what I remember...
Because you bought the Huracan, you're like, oh, in the Lamborghini, it's Corsa.
No!
You don't speak Italian.
Ciao, grazie mille. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, well done. You counted to 10. Is that because you had to learn in what place you were going to come when you went to Monza?
I'm quarter Italian.
Oh, okay.
They don't believe me. No one believes me.
No, I don't believe you.
Right, we'll move on from that point. Yeah, no, the performance button is there. That's what I do quite like, because on the Lamborghini you've got to scroll down to get to Corsa or something like that.
And you can just shortcut.
Yeah, shortcut.
It's just
basically.
a shortcut. And it does bring this car to life, because let's be honest, one of the Audi's fortes as a car, not necessarily as a supercar, is that it's quite easy to drive.
Very easy to drive.
I can select the drive select, be back in auto, and you've got incredibly light steering.
Yeah.
The suspension, like, you just don't even feel any bumps. We're driving in London where there's potholes everywhere.
I know.
And there's no engine noise. The sort of sound damping in this car is so good that you have no idea that a V10's powering you.
And that's what I had the whole time when I was driving my one. Did you know I am one?
Yeah, I did. That's why you're in this, that's why you're in this video.
Oh, I would not. I wouldn't be in it otherwise. No, yeah. So obviously, when driving it, that is one thing. Even when I put the aftermarket exhaust on it, was just how good the sound dampening is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think
it's a nice break. It's a nice break, and this is why I want to start the argument to value for money is that you get more car for your money in one of these, 50 grand cheaper than a Huracan, because you get an Audi A3 in traffic, performance mode.
I know.
The engine revs
the engine
go
revs
higher.
Increase. Yeah.
Traction in slip, dry stabilisation control.
I quite miss my car now when you do this stuff.
We're going to get to the Lamborghini Huracan because it is the argument that how many times have we had this discussion about R8 V10 Plus? How many times have you guys had this discussion? I think in the automotive world, it has been an argument that has been going on since they both came out. Which one's better? And in my eyes, value for money is the R8 V10 Plus, because Audi took an extra year to develop the car. I've seen it already, but I'm in my role. I'm in the zone.
Sorry.
It's V8. It's not the V12.
All right. Yeah, I wouldn't know. And carry on.
But you know what I mean, like the value for money. These are now going on Auto Trader for 95 grand, and they've bottomed out.
I know what they are in the trade as well.
They've bottomed out there. Like, they're not going to go any lower than that.
They will.
Unless they've done 80,000 miles, which I believe, because you can daily drive it, there will be cars out there that have done like 80,000 miles in the next couple of years. But Audi spent an extra year developing this car. This car came out in 2016. No, 15. The Huracan came out in 2014.
After having it for... You can probably see from my point of view, and you're going to see when we jump in the Huracan, you've owned a Huracan, you know what it's all about.
Well, I think I know what you're going to say.
The experience.
Yeah. It is more of a visceral experience being in a Lamborghini, even though it's technically the same car.
It is the same car, and I knew when I bought the Huracan, everyone was going to go, ow! same car. And I admitted in the video, I know it's the same car, but when I left the dealership and I was in a Lamborghini, I was like, I now.
Oh yeah, the feeling that you have, because one thing that I've picked up on this car is the visibility and space in the interior is double that than in a Huracan.
Oh, you can't see anything in a Huracan.
Like, look at the headroom that we've got. I mean, I don't really like the headlining in this car. It's a bit weird compared to everything else. Do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit. It should be black.
A bit weird. But the space that you have in this car, like.
Yeah, and then having all the
back,
and then all the vents and stuff like that you have in the Huracan. But I've also put a rear wing on the back, so you can't see out the back.
So much room for activities in here. I am amazed at 1, how spacious it is, 2, how visibility friendly it is, which just makes the whole experience more easy to drive. But when you're wanting a supercar, you might not want that.
Yeah, it's so true. And in here, is it a lot more spacious than the Spider, because you've got the converted the
I
roof?
mean, technically with the roof down, it's infinite space. You can be 9 foot tall.
Yeah, I know that, mate. But I'm talking about if it's the roof shut. That's what everyone wants to know, because the Huracan Spider is terrible.
Is it?
Yeah, no room at all.
Should we get the Huracan?
Let's get the Huracan.
Because now this is back to back. What I have decided from driving the R8 V10 Plus, better value for money. But is the Lamborghini badge worth the extra 50 grand when you're wanting a supercar? It's a bike, don't worry about it.
Damn it. That's how you know that.
And here is car number 2. I mean, just from a visual point of view.
Yeah. Have I won already?
It looks so much cooler. It looks so much more aggressive. I think that it is something to do with the wrap as well. This is the first time that I've seen up close the black chrome. And I like it. I mean, that just proves how much you drive this car, because I haven't seen it. But
I can't.
It does look good.
Can't afford to drive it.
we can't be subjective to the mods that you've done versus a car that Audi UK have given me. Because leave me alone for 5 days with an R8 V10 Plus, and that thing's coming about 800 brake horsepower and a fucking awesome wrap.
You straight pipe your house. You're going to straight pipe with an Audi.
Exactly. Well, here we go.
It's so different, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been in this car 2 minutes, and I think the suspension is harder. The gearbox is definitely a lot more responsive and it's less smooth. Audi definitely redeveloped all of the kit that they've got in their car to be a smooth ride. Lamborghini didn't.
This is not. If you're going to go on a long journey with this, just make sure you're going to see a chiropractor on the way home. Because it's not good.
I mean, first impressions. Can we just take stop off? Like,
is that what you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I quite like it. Okay.
Do you?
Don't touch things in my car. Yeah, I do quite like that. So.
Orange seats, orange stitching.
Do you like the orange bit?
I do. I do.
Be honest.
I do.
I think you would tell me otherwise.
Yeah, I would. No, I like it. Alcantara and orange.
Branding package.
Yep. We just fell into the trap in the R8 that they're both exactly the same cars. But even from the passenger seat, they're not. Go! Come on, lads! They're not the same car.
I know, and I think that...
They've got the same engine and technically similar chassis.
And I think that was one of the big things when I was buying this car. Like, even then, like, people smile at you straight away.
Yeah.
Like, the attention is mental.
Yeah, and I think you kind of should put them on a level playing field and imagine a blue Huracan and a blue R8. Because we're talking about, like, oh look,
chrome, and
they're looking, and this is a chrome car. But even a blue Huracan would get so much more attention than a blue R8.
So we just went in the R8, and I was having a quick little look around. Like, I wonder how much attention like that would get. And it gets looks, but it doesn't get the
the jaw on the floor.
It's a Lamborghini factor.
Yeah.
And a lot of people when and obviously I didn't just buy this car to like drive around,
prance around.
I wanted that experience, a bit like you. It's like a dream kind of goal to tick off in your life is to own a Lamborghini, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things that, yes, underneath they are the same car. They sound the same. Right now we're in 5th gear. If we were in the Audi R8, it would be sounding very, very similar. You put it to Strada, everything switches off, and it's very identical.
But the steering's light. It kind of feels like an Audi when you put everything into Strada in here.
Yeah, it is. And then you look out the window and you've just got like blind spots everywhere and things like that.
All of them just staring.
Yeah, everyone just looks like straight away.
They are about a 50 grand difference, but how many people are buying those cars with cold hard cash in comparison to finance? Because then when you look at the finance between an R8 at 95 grand, you're looking at 10% in 950 quid a month, or what, 20 grand in on a Huracan, so double the deposit. And then it's what? Do you reckon 1,800 quid a month?
A little bit lower, but yes. Yeah.
So so kind of double the price. That's weird though. For an extra 50 grand, it's double the price. So the question is, this heavyweight battle, we've kind of concluded that they are different in their own way. They are still very similar in their own way. But I think I would much rather drive around an Audi R8 V10 Plus, Spider, whatever, and tune it and mod it to a way where it can get as much attention as a Lamborghini, let's say. But that's not taken away from the fact that the Huracan is such a cool car.
You know, I think it's one of those things. The R8 is so good in so many ways that I think is when you.
That's a really good point, because it's so good in so many ways that maybe it takes away a little bit of the excitement factor.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
when you sit in it, you're like... And
obviously the presence of an R8 is still like... I think maybe I got a little bit bold with the colours, because it maybe didn't have as much presence as a supercar in its same sort of bracket. Yeah. But the R8's in a bracket of its own. You can't really compare. You're buying a everyday supercar for, let's say, 100 grand. The extra 50 grand, is it worth it? It's a hard one to justify. It depends what you're trying to go for. If you're trying to go for, I own a Lamborghini, then own a Lamborghini and tick it off the list. Yeah. But
I think the weaknesses or the cons to this against the R8 make this more special. Like the lack of visibility, like the awful speakers, like everything adds more character to it. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm in a Lambo because it's Italian. In the R8, everything's much more clinical, and maybe the things.
Have you got the indicators here?
Yeah, that's useless.
They are crap.
But it's those imperfections though that make
this bit, the switch here.
Yeah.
It's just like so. Are they alright? Yeah. I don't drive right. Is also like traction fully off, by the way?
No, it's half off.
Oh, okay.
It will catch you if you're being too stupid. I thought we were going to argue more because
you can't argue about it because the R8's that good.
Yeah, I thought we were going to clash a little bit more because I thought you'd be really Lambo heavy, and I mean, why would I not be Lambo heavy? But at the same time, when you're comparing the price of the two cars for getting very similar things, the R8 kind of wins.
Exhaust expert coming
out. Yeah. I'm going to leave a discussion here. If you want a hardcore out-and-out supercar, get the old Superleggera version of the Gallardo rather than this. If you want an everyday supercar, get an R8 V10 Plus. That's what I'd say. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Hi, please.
And we'll see you very soon.
And we'll see you guys very soon. Let me know in the comment box whether you would have an R8 V10 Plus or whether you would have a Lamborghini Huracan. And please leave a reason why. And if you agree with me, Gallardo Superleggera, if you want that hardcore visceral experience, maybe it's better than this. I will see you soon, guys. Take care. Goodbye.